Hello, you guys have been bugging the crap out of me because this man was busy. Where's the Nik Huber? Where's it? I think it's still in pieces somewhere here. I don't even care because in between, he took the. Yeah, it's right here. Can you see that? Yeah, that's the flipper that he's working on. But remember that top that we couldn't use for the calf top, and everyone's like, use that one. Well, he used it, made it flatty, and built another guitar out of it. And that's the one that's done, so we can actually start showing a Nik Huber guitar on the channel. And I'm picking it up now. I'm picking it up now. And there's a little bit of chaos in here because they moved the office upstairs, and generally they're pigs. But what can you do? Right? Yeah. You're getting, I'm getting that guitar in a beautiful Nik Huber gig bag, which is also what you're getting when you're buying a Pete, which, look at this blue. Huh? It's one of those Petes. Why isn't there matching headstock? That is an oversight that I will not stand for. Moving on, there's also red guitars and other guitars. So, here we go.
You open, I open?
You open, I don't know, you built it. Welcome with me, showing you HEIDI. That wasn't supposed to be her name. We'll get to that. So I was at Nik Huber space years ago to pick woods for, which we then called Flipper, my dolphin that he's building me. And that's going to be a masterpiece of a guitar in a price range that most of anyone will never buy a guitar. We came up with some really cool, very personal things that we're going to do on it. And we picked a beautiful top for it. And on the day where we picked the top, this top came up as one of the options. And many of you said, pick that one. The problem was that in the back here somewhere, under this mountain, which is why Leslie called her HEIDI, because apparently there's a mountain. You could also say it's a guitar pick, or actually some kind of ghostly dude. We could have come up with many cool names, but no, HEIDI it is. Apparently, as she just looked it up, HEIDI isn't even her real name. It is Adelheid. The guitar is called Adelheid. That is cruel. We'll stick with HEIDI because of the mountain. So under the mountain, in the back, there was a little bit of a hole in the wood, which meant that it wasn't really suitable for a carved top. It would have carved into that hole. And then we said, well, I would like to have a guitar from Nik on the channel that is much more affordable to not the average guy, but the connoisseur of good guitars that has a little bit of money. Not the ridiculous only have it on the wall kind of guitar, even though Flipper will not be that. It'll be played a lot once it's ready. And I'm a fan of the Krautster anyway. Who isn't? It is his budget guitar. They're starting at around 3K, I think, when you get them in opaque finishes. And they're in no way less quality than anything else Nik makes. So we said, let's do a Krautster for me. Then he asked me, would you mind if that wasn't a Les Paul-shaped Krautster, but a dolphin-shaped Krautster? I said, shape it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. So this is a dolphin-shaped Krautster, which simply means it's a little bit wider. The thing is, I always felt that the Dolphin is a very big guitar. Now, when this is hanging on the wall next to my Heritages or my PRS, it actually becomes very apparent that it's actually smaller. It is actually, the butt is a little bit shorter than the others. When you look at them and when you have it, you feel that it's a bigger guitar, but it really isn't. That is some kind of mystical illusion. So this is a Krautster III. I said, call it the Krautfin, but he didn't. It's a Krautster III, which means it's a Krautster in dolphin shape. And I think that's the one you should be getting because that's more Nik Huber than, I think it's more Nik than anything else because that used to be and still is his main shape. In the back, we can see on the headstock right there, custom built for Henning Pauli. I said, come up with something funny. This is how funny Nik is. He writes custom built for Henning Pauli. Way to go, Nik. Super original, but I love it. Krautster III, number 34,281. I don't think he's built 34,000 Krautsters. I don't know what that means. We have a plain top with this beautiful top. I went for one volume knob. I'm not a tone. I don't need tone. Not on a guitar like this. So very simple. 3-position switch. In Krautster tradition, a humbucker and a P90 from Harry Heusel, and they are a little bit more higher output than your average pickups. So this is definitely a guitar. Obviously, we have some dead animal right here. In the back, we have the most beautiful maple flamed neck as all the Krautsters are. We have no paint right here. And you can see this is a super flamed 3-dimensional body. This is actually okume, which is a form of mahogany. Nik knows his woods. He hasn't used okume for this type of guitar before. So he said, let me know what you think. The guitar freaking works. I mean, just look at it. The traditional Nik Huber shaping. And here's something that is tough for you guys to understand unless you go to a shop and you hold one in your hand yourself. There are great guitars Then there are really great guitars with lots of attention to detail that you pick up and you're like, this good shit. And then there's this one step above. And that one step above is every luthier's kind of special little thing. Like when we look at the Shabbat over there, right there, it's dirty, it's ripped apart, it's aged. It has a certain kind of a feel to it. And Shabbat does the beautiful aging in that way. This Tone Fox right there, that black thing, has an openness and something in the neck feel is something that only Huber does. The precision in which this guitar has been shaped is second to none. There is literally no guitar that will be made in higher quality than Nik Huber. PRS guitars are absolutely stunning. PRS private stock, yes, that's possibly what we're talking about. You pick this up, and the way that the wood feels, the way that every single half millimeter is perfection. I don't even know how they do this without fucking up somewhere. I think if they do, they're going to throw the whole thing away and start over. When you touch the top, it has no resistance. It is sanded to absolute perfection. And I mean, now it's been played and I got my gunk all over this thing. Sorry, HEIDI. You can only experience that when you actually go to a shop and pick up a Nik Huber, if they let you. Any shop, I always think, that doesn't let you pick up their higher end guitars, they're arrogant pricks, and you should walk out immediately and say, well, you know what, then I'm not buying anything, you're not even a pack of strings, because it's bullshit. Your potential customer, they don't know how much money you have. They might see me in a stupid shirt saying, this guy's not going to buy a 5,000 euro guitar. Well, fuck them. Your customer, you should be allowed to play anything that's there. And even if you're not a Nik Huber customer at a shop right now, maybe in 2 years you are. And then you're not going to buy at that shop because they were arrogant pricks. I opted for nothing in the fretboard. I love this when you have something this stunning. I don't want anything to distract from the body. I wish this had been matching because I'm a matching headstock kind of guy. But this is what I would want in a guitar. Now, the flipper apparently is going to be not my philosophy of nothing in the fretboard, but we're going to get to that. It's pretty crazy what they designed. We got, of course, side dots, as you do. The neck is chunky without being ridiculously chunky. It's a good piece of wood. I mean, I can't really describe it in any other way. I don't know if this is C. Maybe we're going to call it a D. I don't know. I don't know these things. No volute, but I mean, this is a Nik Huber, so this is not going to have neck stock brake. What's the neck stock brake? Headstock brake. It's got open geared tuners by I don't know who, and I don't care. I obviously wish they were locking, but we're going to talk about the flipper having locking tuners. I'll trust Nik that, I mean, locking tuners are just easier for string changes, but these are absolutely super precise and nice. And they've got these vintage style doohickeys on them. It just looks beautiful. Obviously, this is an absolutely stunning guitar with a one-piece wraparound bridge by I have no idea who. I'm really not giving you lots of details here. I'm going to say this guitar probably is in the maybe 4,000 to 5,000 euro range, given the top. It's definitely a masterpiece of a guitar. Nik's prices go higher, but then you get the carved top and gloss and whatever. Right now, it's a little bit rounded, and I think that is due to the elixir strings. We're going to give you some sounds, and this is not about you buy this guitar. This is introducing it for the channel and giving you a glimpse of what's possible from a builder on that level. And there aren't a lot of builders on that level. There are some, and hopefully I'll get to introduce many of them to you. But, well, you know, it's a Nik Huber. What else do you want? Here, we're going to go into the Rev D25 on the non-gain boost channel. on the floor. We get a 1987 from Volta for those British tones when we want them. and a Galaxy from UA for tape delay and reverb sounds. We're going to go out of the Rev D25 into the aux with the 412 Greenberg loaded cab, as freaking always. You can see it already pushes the amp quite a bit more. They have always very snappy and spanky while being thick. It's kind of weird. One of those guitars where you don't really have to have gain to have fun with, which means the guitar itself is thick, it compresses. When you have a guitar that doesn't really fill up the room or fill up the tone itself, you want the gain because it compresses and makes it easier to play. With a guitar like this, you don't really need that. It's fun, but you don't need it. I mean, for me, this has been a dream come true. To work with Nik, to get this guitar. I've played one years ago in Frankfurt at the Musikmesse. I played a Krautster III 2-rock amp, just clean, and fell in love. And it's that pivotal moment that tells you one day she will be mine. That Wayne's World moment. I mean, he was looking at a freaking Strat. But for me, it was having anything from Nik's workshop in my home. And now, HEIDI is here. So if you ever get a chance to play one, maybe avoid it, because it could be that moment for you. And from then on, this is the guitar that's the benchmark for what you want. So make sure that one day you have the finances to do it, because it's up there, but it is worth it. It's a dream to play. It's a dream to look at. And every day I look in the studio, I go like, there it is. It was that dream guitar. Thank you, Nik. Thank you, team. Thanks, Leslie, for switching. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. These companies look at numbers, the dumbasses. It's just what it is. So if you can, Instagram, Patreon, Facebook. I'm not on TikTok. Definitely here, like and subscribe. I know it's a click for you, but it warms my heart to see the love pour in. Please do it. Thank you. I'll put links to Nik's website below, and we'll put animals at the end, as always.